All right, guys. This is obviously very good news. If you saw my last videos I'm doing now are very short, just a few minutes. So if you're just seeing this one, go back and look at the last couple of videos from yesterday, where I talked about my models. I'm just getting back in the saddle here, so I figured, I need to build up my confidence. And I explained yesterday, specifically with the Ethereum chart, I felt that my technical models were still so on point in certain time frames, even though we have all these other variables with, you know, potential international conflict, geopolitical issues, recession looming, things like that. But the technical models, at least in certain time frames, you can spot patterns and still successfully day trade. Now, I'm not in a position now to put the capital up to day trade. I'm building back from ground zero, so I need to get, finances in order and make sure that I have enough money on hand that I can apply that capital to day trading. But I said one of the things that would really build up my confidence is if I can just call some really, really accurate charting and really accurate trade moves. And yesterday I explained with Ethereum, we had bottomed out on this wedge or on this triangle formation. This is part of a bearish pennant. If I zoom out, you'll see I drew this yesterday. Now, it's still overall long-term bearish with some potential signs of a big short-term bullish bounce. But in the short term, from what I discussed yesterday, it couldn't have been more precise. I mean, I was flawless. So that really, really boosted my confidence. We were right around here when I made the video. I said I would expect a run up right around to just over 2K, so 2050, 2060, 2070, get rejected at that top and come back down to retest that bottom of the pennant. When we get down to the bottom of the pennant, we'll see what really happens. If we drop lower, I think we're going to drop pretty hard and fast. If we bounce, that might be a good time to make a short-term trade. I'm still not in a position to do it. I don't have the capital right now, but if we do get that bounce right now, I would be able to at least share that model with you guys, and that'll again help boost my confidence because I was spot on. I mean, I predicted this bounce and this exact reversal. I mean, almost to the dollar. I gave the range of like 2040 to 2080, I think, would be the range of the top here before we started coming back down. And look at the Stoke model. Look at my stochastic trick, right? We bottomed out, had that trend reversal, moved up, built up momentum, maxed out. Now we're starting to turn back down. Perfect time all day today. I expect to correct back down. 12 to 18 hours. We're going to correct down, test the bottom right around here in the very low twos. I would say 1950 would be perfect timing wise, maybe 1960 around here, but we'll see if the bottom of that pennant holds, and then we'll get a better idea of if it's going to go even lower than that, because if that fails again, that's a major support here. The other thing was, even though I didn't chart BTC in the first video, it was very similar to my model on Ethereum. We have a similar wedge or a similar triangle forming the pennant, right? So we got rejected. Same exact model, but instead of Ethereum, on Bitcoin. So on that bounce yesterday, if I had done the same explanation to you guys, but showed you using Bitcoin instead of Ethereum, I still would have been exactly right because I would have predicted this move up to that line, then a rejection right where the 55 EMA and the bottom of the cloud are, and come back down. So on Bitcoin, just like with Ethereum, I can pretty confidently predict the bottom of this dip very well may be right around 29.1, 29.2, around there. But it's going to be going all day, so we might end up moving sideways a bit. The other thing is the way I drew the bottom of this triangle on that big wick down there, I probably wouldn't include that. I think it's a lot more reasonable to draw it that way because that was a quick dump wick and then it recovered right away over here on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour, I would say that other wick right there from that green recovery candle, that doge, would be better to set the wedge. So if I were to do it that way, I would say Bitcoin could probably get down to right around 29K today, a little bit above 29K, much like with Ethereum. If it drops much further than that, then we could be looking at a harder dump. But if that support holds, if this trend line support holds, not looking into the altcoins yet. I'm building confidence on Bitcoin and Ethereum because the majors are a lot easier to read because there's just a lot more traffic, obviously, on the exchanges. But if we were to hold at this trend line support right around 29K on Bitcoin, we would expect to bounce back up to this resistance, this trend line right at the bottom of the cloud, back to 30. So we might bounce 29 to 30, 29 to 30, something like that. But let's see. I'll check in with you later in the day and see how my models are panning out. And just like I said yesterday, if my predictions are as flawless on this second round as they were on my first round of predictions from yesterday, I'm really, really going to start feeling more confident. So I'm doing what I can to put capital together so I can day trade because I'm pretty happy right now, and I feel like if I'm able to make some trades, I can do really well. But I'm taking it slow. I'm not going to get too aggressive, and I'll do another update later and touch base with you as we get more info. All right, talk soon. Thanks.